Good morning, students. Today we are starting a new way of teaching, that is for your education. That's online classes we are providing from our school. Now, for the students of 10th, we are generally taking a new topic today about the science. Now, in the previous classes of science, we are also discussing about the different factors of the physics, chemistry, and biology. In biology, we are also discussing about the cells, different type of cell, how the tissues that should be formed, different type of muscles in your body, how they can be worked. Also, we are discussing about the unicellular organism, multicellular organisms, different type of plants and animals, organs, etc. How they can be obtain their food, how they can be work, how they can be respirate. These all the topics which we have to discussing into the previous classes. Now, later on we are discussing more ahead on these topics. Today we are taking a new topic about the science which is called nutrition. Nutrition, and generally we are also discussing about the respiration. Now, one topic that we are discussing about the science, that is about the nutrition. Okay? Nutrition and respiration. What is called nutrition and what is called respiration? First of all, we are discussing about that. Then we are discussing ahead more how this type of organism that can be work to each other. Now, nutrition and respiration. This topic we have to be discussing today. Now that I will give the date here. That should be a 15 May 2020. Okay. So first of all, we are discussing about the nutrition. What is called nutrition? Now, first of all, we know that each and every living organisms who are living onto this ecosystem, they have to be survive on this ecosystem. They require the energy. That we know about. Without energy, we cannot be do a work. We cannot be go a single step if there is no energy in our world. So energy is very much important for what? To survive ourselves onto this environment and ecosystem. So how this energy derives? Energy generally comes from the food. If we are using the food, then we can get the energy. If you are not taking the food at least 1 week, 10 days, your cells becomes very weak, you becomes very tired, because without energy you still cannot do work, maybe a physical work, mental work, or any kind of work that should be required the energy. So first, before starting nutrition, we are discussing small form that is called life process. We are discussing small form that is generally called as a life process. That is called life process. Now, what do you mean by life process? What do you mean by life process? Now, first of all, before starting the life process, we just discussing what is called life process. So, as fundamental activities which each and every living organism have to be performed to maintain their life onto this ecosystem, that certain activities which is called fundamental activities which was performed by each and every living organisms to maintain their life onto this ecosystem, that fundamental activities is called as a life process. Now, which are that activities? Now, you are just seeing that, okay, some of you just using the food, the digestion process is going in your body, energy is generally releasing from your energy, different type of organ, they obtain the energy, you just walk from here and there, you can generally control your body, each and every condition, you can be respirate, you can be reproduced, okay, different type of nutrition you will take. So, these all are the fundamental activities which was performed by unicellular organism or maybe multicellular organism. So that fundamental activities which were performed by each and every living organism to maintain their life onto this ecosystem, that is generally called as a life process. Now, which are the activities which was performed by each and every living organism? First, that is called nutrition. That is also a fundamental activity which is called nutrition. Then respiration. These all are the basic activities which was performed each and every organism. Then transportation. Nutrition, respiration, transportation, then growth. Then movement. Control and coordination. And next is reproduction. reproduction. Now, these are the basic 7 activities which was performed by each and every living organisms to maintain their life onto this ecosystem. They have to perform this process. So these all are the fundamental activities are called as a life process. Okay. Just we discussing small definitions about them. Then we are going on to the later on discussing each topic in detail. First we discussing about nutrition. What is called nutrition? Now, nutrition is generally get it from the food. So when we use the food, that is converted into the small absorbable parts. Okay. So the food which we used and that is converted into the small form of the absorbable units, that is called as a nutrition. Okay. Different type of nutrition is there. Carbohydrate is there, protein is there, fat is there, vitamins is there, minerals is there, water is etc. Calcium. Just all are the part of the nutrition which we get from the different type of food. So food which we use as a part of the nutrition which is converted into the small absorbable units, that is called as a nutrition. Next is called respiration. What do you mean by respiration? Respiration is for to release the energy. The food which we use as a part of the nutrition which generally release the energy, and the releasing of energy, that is called as a respiration. Now it is also known as a cellular respiration. When it is known as a cellular respiration, when the nutritive substances as a part of energy which is carried out by our cell, अगर वो हमारे सेल के थ्रू एक्टिविटीज हो रही है, then it is called cellular respiration. If the nutritive substances which get the energy from through the activities of cell, that is called cellular respiration. It means to releasing the energy from the food, that is called as a respiration. Next is called transportation. What do you mean by transportation? Generally we seen that in a duration of lockdown we cannot be go from one place to another place because there is no any medium of transportation. We cannot be go from here and there because there is no any public transportation is going on, like medium of air, medium of buses, medium of train, that all are the closed. So we cannot be moving. Same as it is. Transportation means moving into the various organs. अलग-अलग organs के अंदर उसको transport करना. The energy which is released as a part of respiration, which was transported to each and every organ in our body, that is called as a transportation. हमारे बॉडी के वेरियस ऑर्गन्स तक अगर वो एनर्जी रिलीज होती है और वहां तक पहुंचती है, then it is called the transportation. For example, we require energy for the thinking, to activate our brain. We require the energy for the walk, like hand and leg coordination, that is also required. We also require the energy for the coordination of what? For the digestion process or maybe some other activities. So transportation, it means to releasing the formation of energy which moving from one part to another part of organ, that is called as a transportation. Next is called as a growth. What do you mean by growth? Growth means changes in the size of our body. For example, when our birth is taken place, our size is very small. But later on, when the time goes on, our size that becomes larger and larger. So there is change in shape and size of our body, that is called as a growth. Growth is also very important as a part of the life process. Next is called as a movement. Movement means to move from one place to another place. Like just we are walking, I am walking from here and there. That is generally what? It's a movement. It is also a part of the life process. We are just moving from one part to other part of another portion. Next is called control and coordination. Now what do you mean by control and coordination? Like brain. Brain generally used to control each and every activities in our body because it's a central nervous system. Because the nervous system, entire body that should work. But what do you mean by control and coordination? For example, each and every living organisms, they have to be adapted the changes into the environment. Whatever the changes that can be happen into the environment. So according to that, each and every living organism that adopted that environment, and according to they have to be behave. So that is called control and coordination. For example, right now there is so much hot conditions right now, and if you are moving from here to another places where the climate is changed, so our body it can be easily adjusted from the changes into the environment. So that is called the control and coordination. Next is called the reproduction. Now reproduction means what? Generally, each and every living organism have a certain limit of age in which they have to be available onto this ecosystem. After some time, they have to be died. No one at that animals we cannot be have a certain life. That specific age of life, they have to be died. So they have to be maintain their species onto the ecosystem. They generally used to be reproduced. So new type of species that should be produced by the existing organisms, that is generally called as a reproduction. So these basic 7 activities which was performed by each and every living organisms to maintain their life, so that fundamental activities is called as a life process. Clear? That is we are discussing. This is a 2 marks question in examination. Explain about the life process. This all the topics are generally included in the life process. Now, next we are discussing about the next topic, that is generally called as a nutrition. We are discussing the later on topic about the nutrition in a detail. What is called nutrition? Next topic we are discussing, that is called nutrition. That is generally known as a nutrition. Now, slightly before we are discussing about the nutrition. Nutrition is what? To taking the food and that food is converted into a small absorbable units, that is called the nutrition. Now, the nutrition have a 2 modes. There is a 2 modes of nutrition. 2 modes. One is called autotrophic, another is called as a heterotrophic. 2 modes are there. One is called autotrophic, another is called heterotrophic. So nutrition is what? To taking the food and that is converted into small absorbable units, that is generally called as a nutrition. Nutrition having the 2 modes, which is called autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Now first we are discussing about the autotrophic. What is called autotrophic nutrition? Now, autotrophic nutrition. So this question of nutrition and explain about the mode of nutrition is asked in a 4 marks question. That is asked in a 4 marks question. What is nutrition? And explain the mode of nutrition, that is asked in a 4 marks question. So nutrition, it means to taking the food and that is converted into the small absorbable units, that is called nutrition. Nutrition having the 2 modes, which is called autotrophic nutrition, another is called as the heterotrophic nutrition. Now we are discussing about the autotrophic nutrition. What do you mean by autotrophic nutrition? Now autotrophic nutrition, it generally includes the 2 words. One is called auto, another is called the trophic. Auto means self, trophic means nutrition. So if all the living organisms, it have to generate their own food. It means they generate the self food that is converted into the mode of nutrition is autotrophic. So autotrophic nutrition is generally a part of the self nutrition. Only the green plants in the terrestrial ecosystem, only the green plants are those organisms who generally adopted this type of nutrition, that is called autotrophic nutrition. Now, in autotrophic nutrition, certain basic activities are required. For example, generally the green plants, green algae, volvulus bacteria, these all are the example which they generate their own food. They do not depend on some other organism for their food. They generate their own food. So that should be a autotrophic nutrition, self-nutrition. Now, the self-nutrition requires the basic certain condition. For example, now, in the presence of sunlight, the green plants, they generally have the chlorophyll. And where is the chlorophyll located? Chlorophyll is located into the leaves, which is a specific pigment that is called chloroplast. The chloroplast pigment that contains the chlorophyll. So in the presence of sunlight, the green plants generate the chlorophyll, which generally used to light energy and convert it into the chemical energy in the presence of sunlight, carbon dioxide and water. So they prepare their own food as a form of glucose. So that entire process is called as a photosynthesis process. So in the presence of sunlight, the green plants, they use the chlorophyll and use the CO2 and water, and they converted the light energy into the chemical energy and preparing their food as a part of the glucose, that is called photosynthesis process. Now autotrophic nutrition is generally a part of the photosynthesis process, because if the sunlight is available on that time, green plants is generally use this process. At the night time they cannot be generate their own food. So that food which is generated as a part of glucose, that is stored in an ATP, which is called an adenyl triphosphate. So first of all, when the presence of sunlight, light energy is converted into chemical energy, and chemical energy is a part of the glucuronic acid, and that glucuronic acid is converted to the glucose, and that glucose is stored into the ATP. So that entire process in which that green plants will create their own food with the help of these pigments, so they have to be autotrophic nutrition because they are not dependent on some other organism. So that should be autotrophic. Next we are discussing about the heterotrophic. Now what do we mean by heterotrophic organism? Now heterotrophic is generally different from autotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic is slightly opposite to the autotrophic nutrition. Now heterotrophic means dependent on some other organism, because we are the humans, we cannot be create our own food, so we have to depend on some other source of medium to be obtaining our food, so autotrophic. So the living organisms who are dependent for some other organisms for their food requirement, they all are considered into the heterotrophic, because in heterotrophic organism they cannot be create their own food because they do not generate the chlorophyll etc. So they have to depend on some other organisms. So they are generally called as a heterotrophic nutrition. Now in heterotrophic nutrition there is a three modes. Three modes are there into the heterotrophic. One is called as a saprophytic. One is called as a saprophytic. One is called as a parasitic. One is called as a parasitic, another is called as a holozoic. Okay, these three mode of nutrition that we can be discussing into the heterotrophic: saprophytic, parasitic, and holozoic. These all are the three modes of a heterotrophic nutrition. First, we are discussing about the saprophytic. Now, what do we mean by saprophytic nutrition? This is the part of heterotrophic. It means it dependent on some other organism. Now, saprophytic nutrition, it means the living organism who can obtain their food as a dead and decaying animals of the cell wall. Okay, by using the dead and decaying animals of cell wall, they get the nutritive substances. This type of the mode of nutrition is called as a saprophytic. If the mode of nutrition that will get from the nutritive substances from the cell wall of the dead and decaying animal, that is called as a saprophytic nutrition. Now, saprophytic nutrition is generally, they are dependent on the non-living substances. The non-living substances, they are generally dependent on to protect. For example, fungus and bacteria, these all are the organisms which are generally have a saprophytic nutrition. Next is called as a parasitic. Parasitic is what? Here we can see that in saprophytic, living organisms are dependent on the non-living substances, dead and decaying, but in parasitics, the living organism, they have to depend on some other living organism for their food requirement. That should be a parasite. For example, I am the human, I require some of the food and I will get some of the animals as a part of our food. So one living organism that obtain their food from other living organisms, they generally comes in a group of parasitic nutrition. For example, in a parasitic nutrition, from where we get the food, that is really called as a host. That is called as what? That is called as a host. And host is not benefited in the parasitic nutrition, it should be harmed. For example, like tiger and deer. When the tiger hunt the deer as a part of food, so tiger is a living organism, deer is also a living organism. The one living organism that catch the another living organism as a part of food, this is called parasitic, and host, that should be a harm. Now next is called as a holozoic. Now what do you mean by holozoic nutrition? So if a living organism that can be obtained the entire food, okay, entire food as a part of nutrition, that is generally comes as a part of holozoic nutrition. So one living organism that can be take entire food or plants as a part of the nutrition, that should be called as a holozoic nutrition. In holozoic nutrition, the animals require a specific digestive enzymes to digest their food, and undigested food that should be removed from the specific organ. So that is generally called as the holozoic nutrition. So that is about the nutrition, what is called nutrition and what are the mode of nutrition. So we discussing this topic about nutrition. So there is a slightly question will be asked to give the difference between autotrophic and heterotrophic. So I'll give you autotrophic is a self-nutrition, heterotrophic that should be dependent on some other organism. Autotrophic they can be generated their own food, while the heterotrophic they cannot be generated their own food. They use the chlorophyll CO2, they cannot be used. Heterotrophic have several parts like saprophytic, parasitic and holozoic. As well as we can also discussing about the cellular respiration. If the respiration that can be carried out by the cells, that is called cellular respiration. Also we can be discussing one topic, what is called nutritive substances. Nutrition we get from the different type of food. Like carbohydrates get it from some other type of food and pulses, provide the proteins, vegetables, fruit provide the vitamins. So different type of substances provide the different type of nutrition. What is called nutritive substances? The nutritive substances are those substances which generally provides the energy in our body, that is called the nutritive substances. Okay. Now we are discussing about the next, how the nutrition that can be done into the different organisms, mode of nutrition, how the nutrition that can be done into the different animals, in which there are two type of animals are there, which is called unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular organisms have a different mode to obtaining the food, where multicellular have a different method to obtaining the food, but they have a certain process how they can be nutrition can get. First we are discussing about the nutrition in amoeba, that is also asked in 4 marks question. Nutrition in amoeba. Okay, nutrition in amoeba, that should be asked in a 4 marks question in a board examination. Okay. So we know that amoeba is what? It's a unicellular organism because it has only single cell, and that using of single cell it can perform all the activities, fundamental activities of the body. So amoeba is a unicellular organism. So first of all we are discussing about how the nutrition and the digestion that can be happening to the amoeba. So amoeba is a unicellular organism which mode is what? Heterotrophic, and heterotrophic may be kaun sa? Holozoic mode of nutrition. Amoeba is a unicellular organism and mode of nutrition in amoeba that is called as a holozoic nutrition. And the process in which amoeba that get the food, that is called phagocytosis process. Okay. 3 टॉपिक अभी समझा amoeba के बारे में. Amoeba is a unicellular organism. Amoeba is generally used the holozoic mode of nutrition, and the process in which is get the food, that is called phagocytosis process. Now various type of processes that should be involved in the process of nutrition. Various process, 5 processes are there which is involved in the nutrition in amoeba. First is called as the ingestion process. Second is called digestion process. Second is called as the digestion process. Third is called as the absorption process. Next is called as the assimilation process. And next process is called as the ejection process. That is called ejection process. Okay. So these 5 processes are generally involved into the nutrition in amoeba. So nutrition in amoeba, in which amoeba is a unicellular organism. Mode of nutrition in amoeba is holozoic nutrition. The process in which is get the food, that is called phagocytosis process. Now, the 5 processes which was involved into the nutrition in amoeba, that is called ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and ejection. First we are discussing about the ingestion process. Now ingestion is what? To inject the food. For example, if we have feeling the sick of ourselves, we are moving on to the diagnosis for doctor and injected some liquid particles in our veins. That is what? That is called as the injected form. The ingestion is what? To inject the food particles in our body. So when the amoeba that comes into the contact of food particles, okay, like amoeba का जो structure होता है, देखते हैं इस हिसाब से amoeba का structure जो होगा ऐसा होगा, यहाँ पे उसका nucleus होगा, okay, that is a part of the nucleus and that is a part of food particles. It is a nucleus, it should be a nucleus and it is a food particle, okay, food particle. And this is the part of the cytoplasm. Okay. When amoeba that comes in a contact of food particles, it generally change its shape and create a finger-like projection that is called as a pseudopodia. When amoeba that comes in a form of food particle, it change its shape. Shape change हो जाएगा उसका. There should be food particles. It is a nucleus. That is a cytoplasm. Okay. ये हो गया food particle. It should be a food particle. ये जो फिंगर लाइक प्रोजेक्शन बनता है उसको हम कहते हैं pseudopodia. Pseudopodia. When the amoeba that comes in a food particles and comes in a contact of food particle, it changes its shape and create like a finger-like projection in which the food particle is done. That finger-like projection is called as a pseudopodia. Okay. So when the amoeba that comes in a process of food particles, it create a finger-like projection that is called as a pseudopodia. Now in this formation, this food particle are injected into the food vehicle. It is called as a food vehicle. The food vehicle where it can be stored the food particles, where the different type of enzyme which is secreted help into the digestion process. Okay? Injection में आपको इतना ही याद रखना है. When the amoeba that comes in a form of contact of food particles, it generally change its shape and creating the finger-like projection that is called pseudopodia, and that food particles are stored into the food vehicle where the different type of digestive enzymes are helped for the digestion process. Clear? Next is called the digestion. Now, in the food vehicle, the food particles which is available are generally used to digest by the different enzymes. Digestion process कहाँ start होगा? Food vehicle के अंदर अलग-अलग तरीके के digestive enzymes के थ्रू वो digest होगा. Next is called as absorption. The digested food is directly released into the cytoplasm by the diffusion method. That is called as absorption. That digested food particle is directly entered into the cytoplasm by the diffusion method. That is called as absorption. Now assimilation. Now the energy which was released as a part of the diffusion process, some of the energy which required for the growth of their body and some of the energy which required for the different fundamental activities which is done by the amoeba, that is called as the assimilation. Now next is called as the ejection. Now the undigested food particle which is available there, which was removed from their body, that is called as the ejection process. So that entire process is generally considered as a part of the nutrition which will be seen into the amoeba. So there is a 5 various process which was be involved into the process of amoeba, which is called nutrition. It should be injection, digestion, absorption, assimilation, ejection. So various processes that should be involved as a part of the nutrition amoeba, that should be injection, digestion, absorption, assimilation, ejection. Now these are the topics today we are discussing about. Which one? First we are discussing about the life process, various type of life process in which nutrition, respiration, transportation, growth, movement, control, coordination, reproduction. Later on we can discussing about what is called nutrition, what are the modes. Nutrition is what? Generally absorption of units. There are 2 modes. Nutrition is autotrophic and heterotrophic. Heterotrophic में भी 3 parts हमने discussion किए, which was parasitic, saprophytic and holozoic. उसके बाद हमने discussion किया what is called cellular respiration and what is called nutritive substances. वो भी हमने discussion किया. Later on हमने discussion किया unicellular और multicellular का difference क्या होता है, autotrophic, heterotrophic का difference क्या होता है. Later we can discussing about the nutrition mode into the different organisms. जिसमें पहला हमने discussion किया है कि how the nutrition that can be done into the unicellular organism of an amoeba, जिसमें ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation और ejection, ये 5 process जो होते हैं that should be generally useful as a process to be nutrition in amoeba. Okay, so that is about the unicellular organism. Later on we discussing about the multicellular organism, how they can be obtain the digestion process and nutrition, जिसमें हम human digestive system के बारे में डिस्कशन करेंगे. अभी तक के लिए इतना ही. ओके, जो भी क्वेश्चंस डाउट्स हो वो नोट बना के रखें. देन वी डिस्कसिंग अहेड. लेटर ऑन द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक वी मूविंग ऑन टू द न्यूट्रिशन टॉपिक, जिसमें हम डिस्कशन करेंगे हाउ द ह्यूमन डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम दैट कैन बी वर्क इनटू द मल्टीसेलुलर ऑर्गेनिज्म, जिसमें हम ह्यूमन के अंदर कैसे डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम का प्रोसेस है, कौन-कौन से ऑर्गन्स है, कौन-कौन से ग्लैंड्स है, कौन-कौन से एलिमेंट्री कैनल्स है, किस तरह के एंजाइम सीक्रेट होते हैं और किस तरह का फूड प्रोसेस वो यूज करके डाइजेशन करता है, किस तरह का उसका पूरा प्रोसेस होता है बॉडी के अंदर डाइजेशन का, और कैसे एनर्जी रिलीज होती है. दैट वी डिस्कसिंग इनटू द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक, दैट इज अबाउट द ह्यूमन डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम. अभी तक के लिए इतना ही. नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में डिस्कशन करेंगे ह्यूमन डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम के बारे में. तब तक के लिए थैंक यू, बाय.